What's good, everybody? And happy Saturday. Cheers, Anthony.
We're not gonna touch glasses.
Oh, yes, because that's
We're not gonna touch glasses.
Because no social touching, social distancing. That's what we're doing today here on stream. No, we're relatively
We're trying. You know what you got to do is you got to pick, and I'm only semi-joking. You've got to pick maybe like 3 or 4 people that you're going to interact with throughout this thing, and make a pact with them that like you are not going to interact with a ton of people, and you are one of my people. And
thank
also, you know, I think if we're more than, we want at least room for 3 Holy Ghosts.
That's true.
That's
Leave
what they
room
used to say.
for Jesus, as they say. So we are streaming. I know that this is a surprise stream. So Anthony and I got together today, and we're just kind of like kicking around some creative ideas. And we're like, why not just turn the stream on? And I was like, okay.
Andrea, it's only been 2 days of voluntary quarantine, and I've already gone insane.
Yeah.
I've already gone insane. I ate 3 pints of ice cream yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ice cream.
That's a lot of ice cream. I felt better for 15 minutes.
And then like 60 minutes later, your body was dying.
I just went straight into like a beautiful hibernation state. Just all the sugar and fat just put me right out until this morning.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's not a bad place to be. I do want to give a shout out to our unnamed producer who has made a triumphant return, who is manning the desk right now, and say hello.
It could be anyone.
Mary Kish is in the chat. What's up, Mary? Good to see
Kish,
you.
I love you.
We got Dance Floor Demon, Ali Age, Gritter14, PSW. Good to see you as always. Darth Tysus.
What's up, Andrew?
Dark Knight, the Hudsonizer. A bunch of people, and then over on YouTube we got Brandon Robinson, Punctified, Jonathan as Decatron, Ashley Martin, Thomas Falder. Is that how you say your Falder? Falder?
It's
Folder.
Faldery.
Folder? Folder. Sindel is there, Danny's there, Martha Emery, good to see you, Jeff. Welcome everybody.
What's up, high school drama kids?
This is Anthony Carboni, everybody.
Hi. It's exciting to be here. Something's being thrown. Oh, a coaster.
It's a coaster.
Well,
it's okay. I can get it. I can get it. Oh.
No, don't reveal yourself.
He did
fool.
He magically did not reveal himself. So we are hoping to do some more streaming. If you guys caught this week's episode, which published yesterday, Britt and I kind of hinted that maybe you should follow us on twitch.tv/whatsgoodgames. Obviously, you're here now. Or maybe you're over at youtube.com/whatsgoodgames. Our mixer.com/whatsgoodgames account is going to be going live very soon.
No matter where you are, don't tell the other platforms that we're there. Just be cool. Hey, Mary Kish, you be cool. All right?
Mary's always cool.
You just be cool, all right?
She's the coolest.
Just be cool.
So we obviously are drinking some delicious sparkling rosé.
Yeah, she's a cop.
Oh yeah, we see her. She's a Twitch cop.
She's a Twitch cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, everybody in chat, if you've been looking to get your channel partner, just DM Mary Kish. She can do that for you.
Don't DM Mary. Desky Fam says keep those ring stains to a minimum. Yes.
This is a very expensive
Thank
desk.
you.
And let me tell you something. When you see it on the internet, it looks great, but when you see it in person, oh boy. This desk, you could put a kid through college, I think.
Thank you.
It's a lovely desk.
It was not a cheap desk. It was a custom-built desk from our friends at Go Button Productions. Thank you, Matt Scarpino, for doing such a beautiful job with it. I do love it. I unfortunately... Yes, this very high-tech bounty placemat that we have.
That's 2-ply.
Yes.
And what's 1-ply for every $5,000 that was spent on this desk?
Well, listen, I'm not giving out any secrets about how much I spent on this desk, but Chipmunk says, oh man, I'm really into Anthony's sweatshirt.
Thank you. This is from Still Kickin', stillkickin.co. It is a wonderful charity that I wholeheartedly support. If you've ever given money to charity and you're like, I know I put money into this like box, and on the other end, help comes out for people, but I don't know who and I don't know why. The great thing about Still Kickin' is once every month, they choose one human being. They show you that human being's face. They give you their name. They let you know what that person's story is and why they need help. and you give your money that month, and that money, all the money that month goes directly to that person. You can see how it helps that person's
That sounds
life.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. So
where can people find this?
Still Kickin' with KICKIN.co. And this is part of their, you can also just buy shirts and sweatshirts and stuff, and they just put the money towards whoever they're supporting this month. It's really
Very
lovely.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a whole story either.
It's a whole story.
I love it. I would love the remote for this television, which I believe you have right over there.
Got it.
Just so I can turn the volume down just a couple clicks.
Yeah, sure.
So,
You know they've been listening to this
oh, I did not realize that you guys have been listening to the lovely audio of Roundguard.
This is
Brandon
definitely-
says that Greg says Carboni is just an awful human being, but I love him anyway.
Oh, well,
is that true? Is that what Greg said about you?
I mean, who cares? It's Greg Miller. You know what I mean?
It's that guy.
What is that guy? That guy's got no taste. He's got no class. He's got no
mean,
style. He's
The
got
best
no
thing
grace.
that's ever happened to him is Geneviève Saint-Miller.
I was exactly
Saint-Ange Miller.
going to say that exact thing.
Oh.
The only good thing he's got is that wife of his.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something, Greg. When you die, and you will die long before me, when you die, I promise I will marry your wife and take good care of her. I promise that. She will not. She will want for nothing. I promise that, Greg. I will do that for you.
There you go.
I'm a good
There
person.
you go.
I'm a good person.
It's been
is
said.
why.
It's been said. Everyone tweet to @GameOverGreggy and let him know that Anthony Carboni has thrown it down.
Hashtag Greg sucks.
Hashtag Greg.
I haven't thrown anything down. I'm offering to do something for a dear friend, a dear talentless friend when he's dead and gone, which will be long before me.
This is a little much.
What's up, Brianna? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. We're taking a little break from Plunder, but don't worry, we're going to be playing a little bit later. Have you played any of Call of Duty Warzone yet?
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yes.
Just between you and me.
And everybody on the internet.
Everybody plug your ears. Mary Kish, you fucking Twitch cop.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs. I don't care much for Call of Duty.
Oh,
So
surprise.
I probably won't play that one. I probably
Okay,
won't play
that's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a battle royale one, right? That's the whole deal?
Yes, but they have a new mode in their battle royale called Plunder that involves extra objectives, mostly around collecting money, which I like doing. And so I think it makes it more interesting because you get the really slick FPS gameplay of a Call of Duty, but also you get the fun of like getting money, like
Gotcha.
a pirate.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Opening chests and collecting bounty.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like that.
Anyway, we don't need to get into that. We're here to play Wonder Belly Games' amazing little darling. If you guys have not heard us talk about it before, we featured this game during our PAX West panel. It is called Roundguard, and what I love about it is that Andrea over at Wonder Belly, yes, we are named twins, reached out to me knowing my love of Peggle and said, will you come by our booth in the Indie Mega booth at PAX? And it's hard because a lot of indie devs pitch us for Indie Mega booth coverage, and we just cannot physically be in every booth and see every
Indie
game.
Mega Booth at this point, if you've never been there, is like archival footage of Kowloon Walled City. Like, it's one of those, you remember like Kowloon City before China shut it down, which was like that giant city block in the middle of Hong Kong that was just full of like illegal buildings and stuff.
I honestly
And it's
have no idea what you're
it's
talking
just
about.
shanties. It's like the marketplace in an RPG. You know what I
okay,
mean? Like, you're
okay.
running through the Indie Mega Booth and you're like, there are 7,000 different things here. And I don't know how I would be able to tell what any of them are.
Sure.
Is it time for gameplay?
The unnamed producer is like, should we go to the gameplay while we talk?
You know, a lot of people are mentioning John Drake and saying things about John Drake. Nobody said anything about John Drake or John Drake being in this room.
There's a unnamed producer here.
Nobody said anything.
Let's
Yeah.
get the best wipe in the business for this.
Oh, can we please get a Star Wars wipe?
There we go.
Oh, wait. Can we see it again? Oh, okay. I love a good wipe, man.
Love a George Lucas wipe.
Oh, Constipated wants to know where the hand sanitizer is. It's inside. We should probably bring some out just for posterity.
Yeah.
When I was doing the show on Wednesday when we were recording, I had my mask on for the first part just for funsies, and I had a Corona and my giant Forever roll of toilet paper.
I'm
to let everybody
deciding.
know it was
I'm
prepared.
deciding whether that's funny or in poor taste, and I'm leaning towards funny.
I thought it was funny.
I'm leaning towards funny.
Yeah. I mean,
all
the
fun and
mask
games.
was a joke.
The
The
mask is
Corona
a
was
joke.
like, stop not drinking Coronas just because Corona and coronavirus have the same name. It has nothing to do with it. It's crown. I mean, just a crown. So now let me just digress for a second and talk about the game.
Yeah.
So we're showing a bit of the beginning
Yeah,
of the
let's
game
forget about
here.
the important stuff
And then we'll get back to-
digress for a moment to talk about the game.
We'll get back to the bullshit.
Let's just listen. Can we just talk about this game for just a second and get it out of the way?
Yes.
Great.
So the castle's crawling with monsters, and if you're gonna save the king, you'll need to clear them out, all of them. See your attack number up there? When you hit a monster, you do that much damage. Okay, cool. So in the immortal words of Sir Billiard Shakespeare, that doesn't seem right. It's time to squash this nasty furball.
Love it.
So I picked the wizard. So there's 3 characters you can start with: the warrior, the rogue, or the wizard. And now we're just basically doing the tutorial.
Great.
I was supposed to hit the rat, and I didn't. Here we go. Boom.
Okay. So it's
Boom.
like a Peggle bust a movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Love a bust a move. Love a Peggle. Love a wizard. All
Yes.
of these things are great.
The key, though, is like when you hit the enemies, they also hit you back, which is kind of a bummer.
Whoa. But you know what? Fair play to them.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
got to look out for themselves, Anthony.
My favorite thing about Peggle is the like extremely dramatic final shot, which it looks like this aped from Peggle,
Yes, they definitely aped it.
and I love that. I love when you're just like, final shot, am I gonna make it? And it slows down to like epic action movie proportions.
All right. So the thing I love about the wizard character is the ability. So if you go here and then boom. So those little lightning bugs on each side,
Yeah.
they'll send a bolt of lightning through them depending on where they're at on the map there. So you want to be...
I'm just gonna do this.
Turn the volume down?
I'm just gonna turn it down like
Yeah.
almost all the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unnamed producer.
Yeah.
I don't know what our mix is, but if anybody out there is like me listening to this music loop, maybe they want it a little lower. No matter how high it is.
Off.
Oh, great. No, great. Keep it. Keep it.
Arnie Niekamp is in the chat.
Arnie Niekamp.
Oh, Rihanna wants to see some rogue gameplay.
Arnie
Okay.
Niekamp.
Next run.
How the hell? Do you know Arnie Niekamp?
I don't.
Arnie Niekamp is a director over at Jackbox Games.
Oh,
He is a wonderful
welcome.
person. He's also a brilliant improv comic and one of the hosts and characters on Hello from the Magic Tavern, which is one of the funniest podcasts going right now. If you've never listened to it, he plays himself, but he plays himself stuck in a fantasy world,
Okay.
doing a podcast where he interviews fantasy characters.
This is hilarious already. I'm
it's
in.
so good.
And
It's so good.
I know several of the people at the Jackbox team, and it's possible that Arnie and I have met.
Large man, gigantic, like a Paul Bunyan of game design, really.
I feel like I saw Arnie at Dice.
Imagine if you would.
No, not Builder.
Arnie, I don't think Arnie wasn't
Everybody
at
knows
Dice.
Builder.
Because if Arnie was at Dice and I didn't see Arnie, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
I don't know. Is Arnie in the chat? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Arnie's in the chat.
Arnie, have we met? I feel like we've met Arnie.
Oh no, now it's becoming a Hello from the Magic Tavern promo. I will spread the word of Hello from the Magic Tavern whenever possible.
That's fine. You can promote the stuff you like.
I may or may not be in an episode of Hello from the Magic Tavern. Who knows?
Ooh, is this like a public thing?
Yeah, maybe.
Is it something people can go listen to?
They could. If you look for, don't look for me. I'm nobody. But if you look for Pat Rothfuss, author of the In the Name of the Wind books, I'm on the same episode as him.
Oh, Pat Rothfuss is one of my faves. So I played a game of Secret Hitler with him and
Hold
Max
on one second. I
Temkin.
just got to real quickly.
Oh,
Hey,
yes.
Mary Kish,
Yes.
shut up, narc. Okay, go ahead.
At Mary Kish said I feel like Anthony keeps shilling things, which is fine. You can shill away here. That's okay.
Listen, when I have friends that make wonderful things, I try to support them however possible. The end.
Boom. I'm
The
into it.
end.
Okay, so do you kind of understand what's happening here with the gameplay?
Yeah, it's Peggle.
Yeah. But do you see like with the mana potions? And the
Yeah,
health
so if you hit an
potions?
enemy, the enemy hits you back, so you want to be sure that you're grabbing your red potions. Can you use your lightning magic whenever you want?
As long as I have mana. So you
Right.
see, I'm 60 out of 60 with mana right now, so I can use it as much as I want.
Right, but you don't have to hit anything to use magic.
No, so
you just
I can.
have to hit
I just
mana
hit the
to
button.
refill.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I have to hit mana potions, But like, I don't want to use what they're at the top because they won't hit anything. I really want to kind of focus it when the bugs are near the bottom where most of the pots are.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
Yeah, and so as you go along with each level, you'll pick up gear, and the gear can dramatically change how you play the game. So I was playing on my phone because this is also available on Apple Arcade, which I love because I love playing a game like this on the go. And so this is a brand new run that we're starting on the Xbox One version of the game. Mm-hmm. And I believe
Arnie, by the way, Arnie says that he's never been to DICE because they don't let him go to the smart conferences. And I can tell you, Arnie, this was my first DICE. I don't think it's smart. I think it's just wealthy. I think DICE is a pretty wealthy conference.
Well,
anyway,
I mean,
moving on.
I wouldn't say wealthy. I would say it's designed and geared towards like executive level people in the industry, and meant to be a place where they can network and learn from each other.
Real movers and shakers of the video games industry, like myself.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't
rollers.
know who invited Anthony to DICE, but apparently you got in. Just kidding. Your talk with Stig was great. So
thank you.
What Anthony's not telling you is that he moderated kind of a fireside chat with Stig from DICE about Star Wars.
He's the director of Fallen Order.
Yes.
And so it was nice. We got to have a 45-minute conversation. Everybody who's talking about in the chat talking about me shilling things. Hey, number one, you're not wrong. Number two, a dude's got to eat. But number two, it was really nice to talk to Stig. Not that Stig and I didn't have legitimate good conversations about Fallen Order beforehand, but there is a different way that a developer can talk about their game once it's out and it's been out for a little while than they can when it's still in development, when parts of it are still secret,
right?
When parts of it are like still being changed and tweaked and tested. So it was nice to like hang out with Stig like 3 months after the game came out and be like, what went right? What went wrong? Like, how do you feel about it? And it was just kind of lovely to get his perspective on something that huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, I'm shocked that anything gets made, but the fact that something at the scale of like a AAA video game, especially like a AAA Star Wars video game, the fact that it gets made at all blows my mind. And like the amount of things that have to go right for it to be a good game blows my mind still to this day. So it was nice to talk to him.
Yeah, he's great. I've had the pleasure to work with him on a couple things too. So Anthony, are you ready for your first?
It's not a competition, Andrea.
We
can both know Stig.
It's always a competition, Anthony. Have you met me? Oh wait, you have. It's always a competition. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
And y'all are right. Yeah, Stig's been around for a while. He was at Sony Santa Monica. He worked on some of the God of Wars. What's my button for a Magix? I don't know. I'll push it. Yeah, I'm magicking.
A
poison.
Eat Demon asked, given that most of the events that pay the bills got canceled, what have you been up to? Well, that's a great question. So
eating ice cream, playing Roundguard. You're
pretty
watching
much.
it.
So I think like the silver lining to all these cancellations, because as I mentioned on the show, it's definitely going to have a financial impact, not just on me, but also on What's Good Games and everything we do, is that it allows us to potentially start working on content that we had previously just been iterating on or put on the back burner, because now it's like, well, we got the time. Now's as great a time as any. And so we're looking forward to getting more people in the studio, to doing more things like what Anthony and I are doing today. And Brittany and I are looking at bringing back some content that we've been talking about bringing back for a while.
But also just like some old Disney Channel shows.
Yeah?
Like they're going to Brittany and Andrea are going to do a new Drake and Josh, which is going to be very exciting.
What?
They're bringing back some old Nickelodeon stuff. Did you like All That or Roundhouse? Because they're bringing that back.
Oh, dang.
Like,
I know Lisa. We could bring her in.
There's a lot of old school stuff that's like, there's a lot of stuff in the works. I would say that this has been a blessing in disguise vis-a-vis What's Good Games.
Yeah. I mean, it has. I'm just trying to hold on to the positive, because if I don't, the crushing sadness sets in. And then I just like get drunk and cry instead of get drunk and stream.
Andrea,
so,
I literally ate 3 pints of ice cream yesterday.
That's a lot of ice cream.
I'm like a shark. I have to keep moving or I'll die. The last 2 days have been ridiculous for me.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh, wait. Mary says, now we should do a new studio tour that your place is looking so good. Mary, yes, I would love that. It's so interesting because...
Why do I keep missing everything? I'm the worst.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that you're the worst. Mary came to our old studio up in the Bay Area, and we did a fantastic episode of The Setup at Twitch, which you guys, if you missed it, we debuted it at TwitchCon 2018, I believe. No, it was 2018. And we showed off some of the things that we were using there, but now we're in a very different space than we were in then. The equipment is... No, I mean, it's mostly the same, but we're about to do a new PC build. So our friends at AMD have been very gracious to hook us up with some fantastic PC components. And we're going to be setting that date very soon. We're going to be doing a live PC build right here at What's Good Games channel. So if you're either on YouTube or on Twitch, make sure you hit the notifications for whenever we go live, so that way you guys will know when it's happening. But we're going to be promoting it on the podcast as well.
Do we want? I just picked up some armor, some wizard armor, which I love as a raincoat. Do we want spitters or do we want orc?
I don't know what the difference is, so I'll let you pick.
Me neither. Chat, do we have any preference? Spitters or orcs?
Excuse me, unnamed producer. I'm not shilling. It's our channel. It's not shilling when it's your own content. Yeah. Well, they're a good partner of ours. AMD is great.
Listen.
So I guess, yes, I'm shilling for someone who helps us out.
I guess sure. We're shilling. Listen, this is all one big advertisement. You're welcome to capitalism, baby. We're in it now. You all just said so yourselves.
Look, it says
all our work's
100
been
on it.
canceled.
Did you
Give
see
us
it?
some money.
Yeah.
Give me money right now.
Pretty much.
Somebody give me $5 right now. Go in the chat. Do you have bits turned on? Somebody give me $5 right now.
We
swear.
have tips turned on. Yes, you can send tips.
If you don't give me $5 right now, I'm gonna be so mad.
Unnamed producer is gonna have to let us know when the tips come in, because I have chat up on my computer over here.
How would I know?
There'll be a notification. Do we have the Streamlab notifications on? We might not. I might not have set up Streamlabs for a while. But we definitely have we also have a Ko-fi account, which is a great way to do that as well. Let me see if I can pull that up too. So how are you feeling about this so far? How's your, oh, Anthony, look, you're almost dead, Anthony.
I know.
You're gonna die.
I'm out.
Oh no,
I'm
you have
almost
2
out.
health left.
I know, it's crazy. I got the new
rogue
armor and
like
everything.
is kicking in.
I'm
Get
gonna
a
see-
red potion. Get
I'm
a
gonna
red
try-
potion.
I'm gonna try to get this one.
Boom, you got it. You got it.
Just like that. I keep forgetting I got magic.
Yeah, use your magic. So
I
maybe
keep forgetting
we
I'm
should
a
use,
wizard with magic.
We should maybe use the rogue in the next one, because the rogue has a double jump, which allows you to save yourself from the spikes.
Oh. I like that.
Yeah.
Now that I remember I have magic, I think things are going much better.
I mean, this is the thing about RPGs. You got to use your abilities, right?
Hudsonizer, what's your Venmo? Hit me up, DM me.
Yeah, I'll drop our Ko-fi in the chat there if you guys want to do like one-off donations. Or patreon.com/whatsgoodgames is the best place to support everything that we do.
Yeah, don't just listen. If there's one thing I've learned from listening to the government over the last couple weeks, nobody gets anything through charity. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You gotta just go to the Patreon. You'll get something. That's free market, baby. Go support the free market. Capitalism.
Okay, I'm putting the links in the chat.
Capitalism will save us all. How much toilet paper is available where you are?
You mean here or where?
Nothing.
Mary, we
I'm getting
do have
salty.
Streamlabs.
I'm 3 drinks in and I'm getting salty.
I just haven't
to take
set it up
over.
in a while. As you're aware, Mary, we don't stream as much as we should, but we're trying to change that and be better about it.
Is Mary Kish shilling for something right now?
No,
Okay.
no. Do you think she is?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I think she's just trying to be helpful.
All right.
Yeah.
To her favorite corporation? I don't know.
So Warthog, so Ko-fi, yeah, is not specifically for coffee, even though like their thing is like buy a coffee for. We've tailored our page.
Now, why do you say Ko-fi when you know it's for buying somebody a coffee?
Because it's KO-FI.
Sure. But aren't you...
I'm supposed to say Ka is CAH. Ko is KO. That's English.
Are you willfully ignoring what they
Yes.
want?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Willfully ignoring it. If you go to the What's Good coffee page, it's ko-fi.com/what'sgoodgames. You can buy us a potion.
It's like a video game.
We did as a custom.
Like a video game.
Yes, exactly.
I get it.
Like we're in Zelda, everybody.
Um,
buy us a potion.
Is this a gift/GIF situation? Absolutely.
No. Well, maybe.
Absolutely.
Also, I don't like it's always GIF.
Well,
It's GIF.
Can I tell you something
No,
that
you
I
can't.
thought about? Okay.
Nope.
I'll move on then.
Yes, you can.
We'll forget it ever happened.
Yes. Okay. You can. Go ahead.
When I'm a big fan of I'm a big comic book guy.
Yes.
And when I was a kid, I was very, very, very into DC stuff. And there's the big bad villain in DC Comics is Darkseid, Darkseid.
No.
And I used to call him when I was a kid. I would call him Darkseid, and people were like, "Well, it's Darkseid." I was like, "No, it can't possibly be that. That would be too stupid." I was like, it would be too stupid if the bad guy was literally called Darkseid. Like they're winking at it, but they would never really do it. Of course, that's his name. His name was, of course, Darkseid.
Right.
And so I think we sort of like. We side with the GIF thing. I think we side with whichever one makes sense to our own internal logic. Because, like, we know what the people who worked on it wanted it to be named.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be GIF. But we don't care about that. The same way I didn't care that, like, DC was clearly like, it's Darkseid.
Just like Jeffrey the giant giraffe went to the gym and lost his gem.
Yeah.
Says Bit King DT.
Sure.
Yeah, but we did miss a really kind of gem of a joke here in the game, which was about wizards, sorcerers, and mages.
What an excellent segue. You're a pro.
Just saying.
A gem of a what? A gem of a joke?
I mean, it happened. It happened.
Let me tell you something. It's a shame that all these events got canceled because
It really is.
Because look at this. Look at this. This keen mind. Where is it going to go? What's it going to do?
It's gonna stream, I guess.
These cycles are going to be running idle. People are losing gold here.
They really are.
It really was a good segue.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But the joke was,
the goke.
is mage an umbrella term for sorcerers and wizards?
No. It's different. What was the joke though? What was the resolution?
Well, here the character was trying to make a difference between so like a sorcerer is somebody who's like born with their magical abilities, where a
Yes.
wizard is somebody who studies.
Yeah, you got to study.
Their magical abilities, whereas mage is like
strike that, reverse it.
So that's not what they said though.
A sorcerer has to study. A wizard is born with magic.
But what about Harry Potter? He's
a
a wizard
wizard
that studies his magical ability.
Yeah, but he has innate magical ability.
Yeah, but he has to study to learn how to use it.
Also, I wouldn't say that Harry Potter is necessarily going with like all fantasy canon. Harry Potter is
Of
like
course
its
not.
own.
So how
thing.
would you define
like-
somebody like
in a-
Sauron?
A Saruman was born as a wizard. They were born. It's like Gandalf was born. He was never a child.
Right.
He was always Gandalf.
He was just old man Gandalf
He
with
was
the beard.
always Gandalf. There is a whole joke, actually, if Arnie is still in there. There's a whole joke on Hello from the Magic Tavern about that because one of the co-hosts is a
Zing.
wizard.
Should we make
Usador the Blue,
should we
who
make
was
this,
born of a conspiracy
make
of
this a drinking
birds and
game?
earth and water.
Anthony, I think what we maybe need to explore is doing our own D&D show.
I would love to do a D&D show. Can I
Yeah?
tell you what? I got when I was in New York, I got to play some I got to play some good tabletop RPG stuff with some friends, and it's hard to do regularly here in LA.
Right. Because traffic, but not right now. No traffic.
No traffic, but also don't hang out with too many people at once. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do you do? But it's kind of hard because in LA everybody is so spread out, but also like Here's what's up. In LA, a lot of the people I know that are big into D&D or tabletop games, they have a crew, and not only do they have a crew, they have a show. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, no, we have a crew that we play with and we stream with. And I was like, look, I don't want a piece of your business or whatever. I just want to play D&D.
I mean, but don't you?
I mean,
but look at,
I
I
want a
just
piece
got
of everybody's
pocket
business.
frogs. Toss a frog forward and yourself back. Frogs explode for 5 damage, 5 poison. But like, we could still do a D&D show. And so I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Steimer is the D&D expert in our crew.
Okay.
And I know that she'd be in if we could make it work with her very busy schedule.
Yeah. I got to play, Rob Manuel is like, people in LA have multiple shows and crews. It's true. You gotta.
Oh, Lucigen is in the chat. So Lucigen is the DM that has done the first 4 chapters of our PAX East D&D. Sorry to cut you off, Anthony. I didn't see that he was in the chat. Of course, we would want your help if we were going to do a D&D show. So I, at PAX East, bought 3 sets of dice, and I've now gone down the rabbit hole of dice buying.
Oh, love to buy a set of dice. There are 2 things that I'm into right now. It's dice sets and mechanical keyboard keycaps.
Oh, yeah,
I love
custom keycaps.
Oh, I love a good keycap set, and I love a good set of dice. Oh, I have so many. It's a problem.
So when you say so many, what does that mean for you? How many is so many?
Sets of dice?
Yeah.
For a guy who never plays, for a guy who like literally never plays, I have probably 10 different sets.
That's actually a lot more sets than I was anticipating.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
I have like a really cool vaporwave set that's like real kind of like multicolor mother of pearl, like bright. I've got like a real heavy brass set. I've got a few good ones.
So I haven't invested in a very expensive set. When I was at PAX in Boston, I did contemplate like a set of stone dice that were like this beautiful jade set, and I was like, you know what? It's not time. I'm not ready for that. I'm gonna stick with the plastic ones. So I got 3 sets of, more affordable plastic ones in a variety of colors. I tweeted about them. You guys can see them on my at Andrea Renee Twitter page, but. They're super pretty, and like I like that I have multiples, because what I realized in this last chapter that I played at PAX was that I got to a situation where I needed to roll multiples of specific types of dice, and I only had 1 set.
Nope, gotta have
now
multiple sets.
I have multiple sets.
Gotta have them. You could run a Witcher RPG. You could. I have not yet played the Witcher tabletop RPG. There is a good group of people that plays it on Hyper RPG on the Twitch channel, which includes my friends. Here I go shilling again. My friends Sage and Kaylee are part of the Witcher RPG there, and it looks interesting. It looks like a lot of fun.
Cool. What are you, unnamed producer? What are you messaging with Lucigen about? Links for what?
A Destiny RPG sounds right up your alley.
I feel like I've heard about this. Destiny D&D. Here's my thing, though.
He said he could link one to me.
Oh, Brandon, I'm into Andrew's D&D Destiny and Division. No, I feel that. I think those are my normal D&Ds. I feel like I wouldn't want to necessarily do a regular, like an actual Destiny RPG, because I would get some of the actual lore wrong, and I wouldn't want to mess that up.
I feel like there's almost too much Destiny lore, because I only get about 5 to 10% of it.
There's a lot of Destiny lore. There's a lot of Destiny lore I don't know. So the guy in our clan that is like the Destiny lore guru / nerd is
Which, by the way,
Benjamin.
I haven't jumped in like a year. I have to jump back in. Will you help me jump back in?
Yes, I would love to. The What's Good Guardians are here for you, Anthony.
I have to jump
because
back in.
unnamed producer has been talking to me about wanting to jump back in too.
Especially now. Listen, I got nothing to do. I got nowhere to go for at least 2 weeks.
It's time to get back into Destiny.
Another shilling thing. My friend Erica Ishii. You know Erica
Oh,
Ishii.
I love Erica. She's great.
She was just announced she's a voice for a character in the next expansion.
For Destiny?
Yeah,
good for her. That's
she's gonna be like a big deal character in the next one.
Hell yeah.
So gotta jump back in.
Yeah,
Gotta
you do.
jump back in.
Well, I'm going to be guesting on the Destiny Community Podcast, which I've been wanting to be on for a long time.
First of all, congrats.
Thank you. And I was like, I should probably, jump back in and, freshen up my Guardian before I go on that show.
Yes, Darth Tythus says she's on a Bray, which is very exciting.
Oh, wait. So they're replacing the previous voice actor with Erica?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the previous voice actor is. I don't know why they're replacing her, but Erica's great. So
You can never say-
congrats.
And it doesn't
Mazel
matter
tov.
because eventually Erica will be replaced by Nolan North. This is the way it works. It doesn't matter who you are in Destiny. Eventually, it will be 10 Nolan Norths talking to each other in a circle. And that's what Destiny is, and we're fine with it. We're fine with it.
Oh, Mary Kish tipped us. That was very nice of you.
Did she give me $5?
She gave you $3.
Wow! Wow!
$3.
That's what you get.
Wow!
It's true. That's what happened.
You deserve so much more.
Yeah, and Troy will be there too 2 years after Nolan leaves.
Hilarious.
They're both excellent, but it's mostly true.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a message with it.
Oh, there's a message. Ooh, will you please read the message?
It's in the tips. I don't know where this on.
The drinking game tonight is drink.
Ooh. No, we should make a
The,
game.
the
yeah.
drinking game, whenever Andrea is around, is just drink.
Well, that's generally
That's
like
generally
the way I
the
roll.
thing. And try to the drinking game is for anybody else in the room. Try to keep up with Andrea the best you can.
We could also.
I'm actually doing well.
You are outpacing me. I think like what
It's
we
very
could
rare.
do is that we could do every time we die, because it's a roguelike, you take a drink.
Sure.
Or how about every time we die, we take a shot, make it more up the stakes.
A shot of what?
Well, I could go get something.
Oh my god, I drove here though. How many hours will it take for me to leave? That's the question.
Well, you could always just take a car home. Or
This is a trap.
Or we
This is a
could drive,
trap.
or John could drive you home.
Here's something that most people don't know.
And then we could Uber back.
Here's something that
I don't
most
know.
people don't know. Andrea's home, very lovely home,
Thank you.
is about 45 minutes away from anyone on Earth, no matter where they are. Now,
It's not that far.
it's about 45 minutes away from anyone on Earth. So when she says, "Oh, you could just take an Uber home and then come back," this is a trap that people who live far away from society spring on their friends to make their friends hang out with them for multiple days in a row. True or false?
True.
You're like, Anthony could get a ride home tonight and then come back, and then Anthony's here for brunch tomorrow, and then we're hanging out.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking.
I mean, but I do want to play a lot of video games tomorrow. But probably not the video games that would interest you.
No, I think here's the other funny thing is, like, when I ask Andrea to get me back into Destiny and she says yes, that's actually a very generous thing. Andrea takes her Destiny very, very seriously. I'm sure you who are in the clan know this.
Yes.
And the couple times that we played together, I take my Destiny semi-seriously. I mostly am like looking around for the next very good Hermes scarf for my hunter. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it is a fashion simulator with like some cool Phantasy Star Online vibes.
I feel you about wanting to look pretty in Destiny.
Yeah.
I talk all the time about how my hunter needs to look fly before I go on
Gotta
raid.
look fly. You gotta be the best person in the strike team. You gotta look good. And so I'm pretty good, but I don't take it deadly seriously. I don't take any games deadly seriously. Andrea takes Destiny deadly serious, and I feel like the couple times we played together, you were being very patient and very kind, and we had a very good time. But I could tell that you wanted me to be moving like maybe 20% faster with 20% more accuracy and like general acumen than I had.
That sounds accurate. Sounds accurate. That sounds like something I would want. Yes. But if I went into it knowing
Yeah.
that it was meant to just be for funsies, then different story. Sir Producer, Andrea, social distancing every day, says Epic Open World. Indeed, I am. Would you mind cutting back to the gameplay so that we can see this new character that we're going to go with? So,
BitKing DT says she wants you to be perfect right away, but not better than her. I don't know how well BitKing DT knows you, but that was an arrow to the heart right there. That was an arrow to the heart right there.
it would be an arrow to the heart if he wasn't wrong, or she, or they.
But that's what I'm
apologize,
saying,
I don't know
like,
your pronouns.
Sniped ya.
Yeah, but like,
Sniped ya.
listen, I ain't mad about it. Just embracing it. Listen, you either fight these flaws until your dying breath, or you just embrace it and go, listen, this is me, love me, hate me, you decide. So I wanted to show you guys. So we're gonna go
Hey,
with
Mary
the
Kish,
rogue.
please don't assume the gender, age, or occupation of our unknown producer. Thank you very much.
So I don't know if it's Tom
You cop.
or TOMG, Tom G. I don't know how to say your screen name, but they wrote in Twitch, is Andrea about to go get on about shaders again? Fuck it, do it, Andrea. I'm not gonna get on about shaders again. I'm going to pause on that.
No, but
Because I do want to talk a little bit about this
talk a little
character
bit
on
about this,
Roundguard.
and then I'm going to put a pin in something. I'm going to put a pin in, because I haven't jumped in a year.
Okay.
I'm going to put a pin in all this stuff I heard about dust and brights and all that stuff.
Yes, and maybe what we can do is update the PS4 while we're doing this, and I can show you some stuff.
Yeah, because
but
I feel like I'm going to, listen, this game is
the
wonderful.
PS4 actually might be updated.
It's
but
adorable. I love it. I got about 10 more minutes with this game, and then I'm done.
Okay, I got you. So this is Anthony's, needing to constantly be stimulated, kicking in. So the rogue.
My Adderall runs out at 6 o'clock, and
Listen.
it's 6:44.
I offered you more.
Bing, bing,
Here
bing,
we
bing,
go.
bing, bing.
The rogue. So this is a great starter character. What's fun about the rogue is that the skill with the double jump is nice when you're just getting started because you can kind of bounce away from the spikes. And so now we got our little librarian here who's like, oh, here's how you do all your stuff. And I'm like, cool. And then I'm like, you don't need to tell me how to do it. I'm going to do it. So it's like hold X after you let you hold it. And then you're like, boom, double jump. Oh, I mistimed it. But you understand the concept.
Yeah.
You weren't watching. It's fine. I'm talking
No.
really to people who are watching
I'm
the gameplay on
I'm
the
about to
internet.
discipline our producer for talking about me in chat.
Yeah.
If you learn some mic discipline,
Hey.
you wouldn't have discipline
Hey,
me.
maybe if you learned some shut up. Maybe if you learned
Hey, guess
shut
what,
up.
Anthony? I have a microphone too, and I will yell at you if I need to.
Are you using a voice cloaker? Are you being changed into Optimus Prime right now?
Not search. Not search. They don't have voice printing yet.
Hilarious.
Anyway,
Um,
double jumps.
also, why haven't you approved my small Watto game yet?
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
There's no results for Watto in the emotes.
There's no results for Watto anywhere, and that's the problem. Do you want to know? There's something wonderful that goes on at UCB New York that's called the George Lucas Talk Show.
Yes.
And it's Connor Ratliff, who is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant improviser, maybe one of the best living improvisers today, who once a month at the UCB hosts a fake talk show as George Lucas.
Okay.
Originally, Sean Diston played his sidekick, and his sidekick was Jar Jar. Sean Diston moved to LA, and Griffin Newman, who was Arthur on the Amazon version of The Tick, and also is the co-host of the Blank Check podcast, which is an excellent podcast if you enjoy film, is now his new sidekick, and he pretends to be Watto. And Griffin Newman just did 3 nights at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York doing a one-man show pretending to be Watto called Watto 'Bout Me.
Wow. I
And
was not
got,
anticipating
It's got
that.
music. It's got dancing. He did
Okay,
a legitimate one-man show about the life of Watto. And, I wish I had been in New York to see it. Watto might be the only Jewish representation we have in Star Wars.
Is that why Greg loves him so much?
Speaking as a Jewish person.
Greg is obsessed
And I don't know how I
with
feel
Watto.
about it.
You don't know? It seems like you know. You don't know?
Greg loves Watto.
Yeah.
Which for a big old Gentile from the Midwest, I appreciate that. I appreciate how much he loves Watto.
And he does a surprisingly good Watto impression.
He does a great Watto impression. Someone alert Greg Miller. Darth Tythus, if you did not watch, what was the stream that we were a part of? Unnamed producer, what was the stream that I was a part of where somebody called John Drake at 1 in the morning?
The January.
It was the Extra Life.
Was it Extra
Was
Life?
it Extra Life?
I thought it was the
Child's Play?
I thought it was the January of them trying to get the rest of their fundraising.
Oh, I wouldn't have come
Oh,
for
no,
that.
it was-
I
it
wouldn't
was-
have come for that. I
No,
would come
it was
for
extra.
charity.
It was Extra Life.
I would come
yeah.
for charity. I wish them all the best. but they can do that themselves. They're very good
That's
at what
fair.
they do.
That's fair.
But for charity, yeah, I flew up for charity. But there was we pitched a small Watto game to somebody who has decision-making powers.
Who's that? Don't know.
But there needs to be a Watto game where he shrinks and he becomes a small Watto, is all I'm saying.
Hold on. I'll show.
No,
I'll
I
show
can't
him.
see.
I'll show
Do
him.
you want me to do this?
There you go.
I don't know
Hold
what
on.
you're
Hold on.
doing.
I got it. There. Wait, what?
Oh, there he is. Griffin Newman is Watto. Oh, how good is that?
The elephant knows.
That's Griffin Newman as Watto. Oh, he's so funny. He's so funny.
Back to the game.
Anyway, back to the game. Pitching as he sips his sparkling rosé. You know it, Mary. I'm a classy dude.
Well,
I'm a little Gatsby. Dink.
Boom. Oh yeah, we're not actually clinking. Even though I reminded him that my hands have touched every surface of the studio.
You know, we're trying to set a good example for the kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all. Annie. Yep. That's a Watto.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you want to keep playing this game? It feels like you don't. Do you want to play Jackbox instead?
Here's what's up. Here's the problem.
Okay, go on.
Here's the problem with
Yes.
Jackbox. I'm going to need to focus 100% on that game.
Okay.
And then it becomes, listen, Arnie, earmuffs. Arnie, earmuffs. The Jackbox games are wonderful. I'm just not that focused right now. Like I said, we're 44 minutes after the Adderall is run out. I would love to talk Destiny, and if Destiny is loaded up on your console, I would love to watch you play some Destiny.
Sure.
I would love that.
We can do that.
Can we do that?
We can do that.
Unnamed producer, can we do that?
I'm pretty
Can
sure.
we get a small Watto game?
We'll leave it on the 2-shot and we'll see if we can make it work.
We'll leave it on the 2-shot, and we'll talk to people on chat. Hey, everyone. Somebody make a Watto game in Dreams. Thank you. Somebody make a Watto game in Dreams, and then fill out the form that you need to fill out where you can sell your creation commercially. And I promise, I will back you with everybody I know on the games team at Lucasfilm. I will try to get your Watto game made.
Which is like one person.
I know 3 people, at least. At least 3 people.
You can move that
And when I say at least, I mean at most. I know at most 3 people. I'm very high up in the org chart.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you know 3 people, clearly. Oh, Lobo Louie, no Steimer, no watch. Listen, Steimer's having a day off. Like, she's been working hard all week. It's very possible that she's even working right now.
Hey, I got Steimer's Ring login for her security cameras. Do you want it? DM me and I'll send it to you, and you can watch Steimer whenever you want.
That's creepy and
Creep!
weird in a way that I don't like. Also factually incorrect. But, you know.
Just call her on speakerphone and talk to her.
Yeah,
We could call
Steimer.
her. Should we call her?
Call Steimer.
She's probably not going to answer, but I'll try to call her. Let's see what she's up to.
She's not going to answer because, listen, off camera, these people are not friends. They don't like each other.
Let's
That's the
see.
trick. You can admit it.
Let's see what she says.
99 hours left.
What's up, Joe? Hi. Oh, hi. You're live online with me and Anthony Carboni.
Hi, Steimer.
Hi guys, what are you doing?
So we're
Drinking.
We're definitely drinking.
Oh, I'm drinking too.
Yeah.
Good.
What are you drinking, Steimer?
Rosé.
Oh, we're also drinking rosé.
Hell yeah.
Oh, amazing. No, so we're streaming, and in the chat, one user named Lobo Louie was like, no Steimer, no Watchy. And I was like, listen, Steimer's enjoying her day off. Let her like have her free space. And then Anthony's like, let's call Steimer.
Yes, let me enjoy my day off. No, also, hi, I love you.
Hi, I love you.
We just wanted to call and let you know that we were thinking about you, and you're wonderful, and we hope we see you soon.
I love you guys both.
Okay, enjoy your rosé, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See, she's out there taking some time for herself.
She's taking some time for herself. Socially distancing, drinking alone, as we all are. It sounded like she was in a very quiet, lonely place.
Is this what you want up on screen
This
right
is
now?
what we want up on screen.
Really?
Thank you, unnamed
Really?
producer. No, this is the tension. That's the thing. This is Chekhov's update bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was.
in the
Are you
theater.
just trying to tell us we have 13 minutes to fill?
In
Yeah.
the theater, what you do is you put an update bar down in Act 1, and then by Act 3, somebody gets their game updated.
I was just showing people that there's 99 minutes. There was 99 hours to go when it came up at first, and I thought that'd be a funny thing to put on screen.
Right, and then it went to 14 minutes.
And now it's less
Because that's
interesting.
the power of the PlayStation 4. Do you
There
have
you go.
anything good you want to say about the PlayStation 4, unnamed producer?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
There's literally no winning for me in this scenario. I feel like I just gotta.
But there's no losing either. That's the thing. There's nothing can go, no matter what me and unnamed producer talk about, nothing
Thank
can
you.
go wrong for you. That's what's amazing.
I do love that Richard V in the chat says, "OMG, you're going to play my favorite game, copying game data." It is an unfortunate byproduct of the console generation that we're in, particularly with the PlayStation, of course.
Particularly the PS4.
It's bad, and I don't understand why it's still so bad. And like, this is why
It's a hardware limitation in the PS4. The PS4
well,
has
obviously.
has worse Wi-Fi built in than the other consoles, particularly that Xbox One X, One Pro X, Box XXX.
Are you talking about the Xbox
Xander Cage.
One X or the Xbox One S?
X1 X, the big boy. You know the
The
big boy.
Xbox One X.
You know the big boy.
Yeah, the Xbox, the Xbox.
Yeah, Xander Cage.
Yeah.
The Xbox Xander Cage has the best Wi-Fi of
Yeah.
all the consoles. The PlayStation Pro, which I think we're on right now,
We are.
has
But-
some mediocre dorm Wi-Fi from 2005, which is great.
Dude, like dorm Wi-Fi in 2005. You remember T1 days?
Dorm Wi-Fi in 2005 was not a joke.
Ooh.
It is now, but not bad in 2005.
Oh, did we get a sweet fade that I missed?
Slowest explosion ever.
Love it.
Experimenting with some transitions, huh?
Bored.
Somebody Darth Tyson says someone needs to make a crosscut of Anthony and Brad Leone saying "big boy."
It's that big boy. The big boy. Warthog155. Xander Cage. Let's talk about Triple X for 11 minutes. Here's what I want to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Talking about Vin Diesel.
Yes,
I'm very sad about Fast 9.
me too.
I mean, a lot of stuff has been delayed, but I'm very sad about Fast 9.
To 2021 seems like crazy.
They decided it was a spring movie, and so they want next spring. I
But
get
they could
it.
dominate the fall.
Could they?
Yes, there's no big popcorn movies in the fall.
I mean, right now, but
It's all
here's
like serious World War II dramas.
but only because everybody had not delayed yet. I'm wondering how things are going to get staggered across the release calendar now that like Mulan got delayed.
Yeah, but can we talk for a second? Let's just hold the phone for a second.
Hey, everyone, could we just hold the
phone.
phone? Hey, everybody out
Pick
there,
up
could you
your
calm
phone.
down?
Just
Mary
hold your
Kish,
phone. Just
Mary
hold the
Kish, you
phone.
cop. Could you calm down? Could you stop narking us out for 1 minute? Go on.
Fast and Furious doesn't need their own special window. They can literally launch at any time and dominate the television or feature film or video game market. Boom.
Counterpoint, you're not wrong, but when will it do best? When is it optimized? When is it the best time to go fast with your family? You know what I mean? Because it's not about
Are you
cars.
going to Fast
It's
9
not
with your
about
family,
cars.
though?
That's the
You're
misconception.
not. You're going with your friends.
It's not about cars.
No,
it's
'cause-
about family. Okay?
I see what you did there.
Now, I would argue that it's probably March. It's probably going to make the most money in March. And here's the thing. Fast is so huge that we could be talking about a difference of literally $100 million, $150 million, depending on when they release it.
And that's wild is that we think that that's not that much money, but it's a lot of money.
Huge amount of money.
It's a huge amount of money.
So if they want to hold it until next spring, number one, I'm angry. Number two, if you did not shoot them going into space or the cars forming together like a Voltron or a Megazord, maybe now's the time for some reshoots.
Yeah.
Fast 9, they got to go to space or they got to become a Megazord. That's all I'm saying. Although I did like that the cars now swing on vines. That was in the trailer. Do you remember the part where the car swung on a vine? I was like, now we're doing it. Now we're doing it.
Yeah.
So, like, take some time, think about those reshoots, maybe go to space, and I'll see you in the spring. I'm sad. I'm very sad.
Me too.
I'm not as sad about Mulan because I'm racist. No, I'm not sad about Mulan because
Okay. That was awkward.
it was awkward.
You're sad? Well, they delayed it.
They delayed it.
No,
I think Mulan is better in the summer anyway.
Well, here's the thing about that movie is that even before the delay was announced, they had a pretty limited marketing campaign in a way that I didn't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in the chat's like, Jesus,
Whoa.
OMG.
It's-
BT Dubs, Anthony
Literally,
was
I'm-
100% joking.
I'm joking. What I'm saying is
Comedy.
Careful.
It's empty.
It's empty.
Good
Opa! I'm saying I think it's a better summer or winter movie anyway. I think bringing Mulan out in spring is not setting Mulan out there to die, but I think it's setting Mulan out there to underperform what it could do. I think Mulan could crush. I think it could crush as a summer or a winter blockbuster.
Yes, agree. And I think the thing is that I don't know a lot of people that are talking about it because I think that they've done such a limited run with promo, with not only just sharing the trailer far and wide, but also with getting the actors out doing like the talk show circuit, doing like daytime TV, doing SNL, all those things that you expect from a really
I saw
big movie.
Ming Na in person once.
Oh, you did?
I saw her in person once at the Mandalorian premiere.
Did you say hello?
She had a beautiful radiant light that emanated from her.
And you were just too
We didn't-
intimidated.
We didn't have it was a truncated red carpet, and we didn't get to interview her, and I was
Devastated.
crushed.
That's a bummer.
I was heartbroken. Ming Na, come on.
Yeah.
Chun-Li,
Yeah.
the only Chun-Li in my mind. Sorry, Kristen Krug. The only Chun-Li. It was a
you go.
bummer. She's beautiful and perfect and brilliant, and I didn't get to talk to her. But I can tell you that she does radiate an energy field, probably 20 feet out.
Good.
You can feel her coming.
As,
That's all I'm saying.
As a superstar should. I'm still very excited for that movie. I just want to see more of it.
Yeah, also
Yeah,
she's
Darth
50th
Tyson.
year old.
Yeah, which is impossible. You're right, Darth. Like she is. Like she just is ageless.
She's ageless. When her episode of The Mandalorian, when she pops up at the end, I'm like, that's a 30-year-old woman. That's a 30-year-old woman. Mm-hmm. How dare she? How dare she be immortal?
It's not fair. It's not fair to the rest of us who
It's
have
not
to
fair.
moisturize day and night just to look
Dogs and
the
cats
age we actually are.
lying together. Mass hysteria.
Yes.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have tried. Did you try to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at all?
Nope. Wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I watched. So I will
Oh,
say this.
Ignacio, nice to see you. Welcome.
I will say this. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is definitely a Whedon show in that everything cool happens at the very end of the first season. There's a big twist that makes everything like, oh, okay, this is cool now. It's kind of problematic because you have to watch through an entire first season before it gets there.
Yeah. Because I heard like it gets good, but like the first couple of episodes are like a little bit hard to follow.
It gets good, and then it gets weird, and then it gets slow, and I think it's hampered by the fact that the ABC stuff and the Marvel Studios stuff never integrated in a way that they thought it was going to initially. Like it was harder to do than they initially had planned.
Or people creatively just decided they changed their minds.
Yeah, that could be it too. You know, I think there was some of that, and they were kind of like, can we make this integrate? No. Okay, well, can we make it stand on its own? Kind of. Like, they did some cool stuff towards the end. They started Marvel started letting them do some more fun stuff, like Ghost Rider's in towards the end and stuff like that. But it was very interesting, Ignacio, and I liked a few seasons, and I liked the character work because it was like a Jed Whedon, Melissa, I forget her last name. The two of them producing together, they're very good, and they're very good. Tencheron, thank you. They're very good with character, and they did a lot with very little. But it never gripped me the way I wanted it to. I love what's his name who plays Coulson. That guy's great.
I don't remember what his name is.
Clark something? Greg something? What's the name of the guy who plays Coulson, everybody?
Yeah, somebody will put it in the chat. I'm just updating our tags to
Clark
do
Gregg.
Destiny.
There is, the Hudsonizer says, admit Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb stop talking. There was like
Jeff Loeb's-
I did hear some stuff where like Kevin Feige was not as interested in integrating the TV stuff as the TV side was in integrating the studio stuff, but I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens now that it's all, number one, Kevin Feige runs all of Marvel now. Number two, it's all under one umbrella. So all the new Marvel shows are Disney Plus, so they're part of Marvel Studios. And I think that'll give the new shows something that like even the Netflix shows didn't get to have in terms of like a level of integration with the movies. I'm very excited for the Disney Plus stuff.
I think it's really interesting watching the evolution of where Marvel began with their partnership underneath Disney ownership and like where they're going now. And I'm really glad that they are clearly maintaining their Marvel creative freedom, but also saying, hey, we want to be part of the team and recognize that like this is our new home and now like we're here. And because at the beginning it kind of felt like they went a little bit begrudgingly, but now it's like, okay, we're here, and clearly Disney has been beneficial. That's been a beneficial relationship for Marvel as a company, and has allowed them to do a lot more exciting things. And a lot of the Netflix series I think are a perfect example. I don't think Marvel could have funded them without the help of Disney as a brand.
No, I think so the thing, like, everybody's joking about me being a shill, and I get it, and number one, you're not wrong. Number two, the thing that makes me sound the most shill when I say it is that Disney is very good about giving. Remember that Disney is huge, right? You cannot fathom how huge Disney is. But these divisions of Disney are also huge, bigger than most companies. So, like, a lot of people want to say when they don't like something that goes on in Marvel or goes on in Star Wars or goes on whatever, like, oh, Disney did this. Disney actually gives a lot of these companies a lot of autonomy creatively, because they're like, well, we bought you for a reason. You're good at what you do and you know your stuff. You go do you.
Right.
You go do you. I think it's certainly easier just from a business perspective when everything is under one umbrella, because like if you are Marvel and you're working with Sony, which is a completely different company, you have to be like, hey, so as Marvel, we kind of want this. And Sony goes like, well, we're our own company too, and we need something like this, right? Whereas like if everything is integrated, there are some issues there in terms of just, you know, the world and media ownership and stuff like that. But there's also some good stuff in terms of like, hey, this is what this character is, and we all understand that from top to bottom.
Right.
And that's a little easier to work with. And also Disney's just able to do stuff that like nobody else can do, right? Like we've been to Galaxy's Edge together.
Yes.
Nobody can do that except for Disney.
Nope. It's that Disney magic.
It's that Disney magic, and like you can buy into the Disney magic, and you can be like standoffish about the Disney magic. But one thing that like a concrete way to communicate what Disney magic is just talent and resources.
Yeah.
They have more talent and resources than anybody.
It's interesting. So here in the chat, M. Bowser 724 says, I want to see who Disney pulls in to play the X-Men when they get introduced to the MCU.
Here's what, man, I mean, that's so... Have they even said that's happening? I mean, it must be.
Well, now that Disney owns Fox.
Yeah, I mean, it must be.
Like, I think that they're clearly having those conversations.
Yeah.
I think we just as consumers don't know what it's going to end up looking like. I love the idea, though, that everything that's been built in the X-Men universe, because there's been some ups and downs across the X-Men franchise.
Oy. But those ups and downs, to be fair, those ups and downs very much mirror the X-Men comics, which I've never been. I love Marvel and I love so much Marvel stuff. X-Men's never been my thing.
Yeah.
Because those ups and downs in the movie definitely mirror to me the X-Men comics. X-Men is complicated, man.
Yes. And
It's complicated.
Better Call Saul says, damn, Nick Scarpino looking good.
What's up? Be sure to watch KFAF for streamies. Something about boxing and making movies and stand-up.
Wait, how did this go back to 12%? What happened?
It's copying the file now. The file's been downloaded, and now it must be copied. Copied from where? I don't know. It's the same hard drive. PlayStation 4, you crazy.
They really are crazy.
So X-Men is coming, not on the upcoming phase, is what Ignacio says. That makes sense. The phrase Kevin Feige used was mutants. Yeah, I love that they can say mutants now. There was something about, like, I think it's the same thing for me. I wasn't an X-Men guy. I know so many people who grew up loving X-Men. I was a Spider-Man guy.
It was me. I never was into Spider-Man. It wasn't my thing. I was X-Men all the way. I watched that cartoon every weekend.
I loved the Fox cartoon. I tried to get into the comics, and I found the comics kind of impenetrable for X-Men because it's always in the middle of some giant arc. Spider-Man is just so easy when you're like a little nerdy white guy. Like, of course you love Spider-Man. Like, of course you do.
Because he's you.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is. He gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So Spider-Man was always my thing, and there was that feeling when Spider-Man showed up in Civil War where it's like, oh, everything's okay now. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I totally understand for X-Men fans. I understand for you how hard it's been to not have, like, Jean there and Wolverine there and, like, Cyclops there. Like, why if they're going through this gigantic, if it's the Infinity War, why isn't Scott Summers there? Like, why isn't Jean Grey there? Like, why, you know?
It felt a little off.
It feels weird, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for that to become part of it again, even though that's not my part of the Marvel universe.
Right. It does feel like there was like a giant gaping hole in a narrative. And I think like when you're in superhero lore, you kind of have to suspend the disbelief more than your average cinema story asks you to. Because like there was all those questions of like, let's talk about Captain Marvel and like, where was she when all this shit was hitting the fan, right? And I think there's the easy answer is like the universe is a big place and she was on another planet and she didn't know. I liked
that answer.
It's a great answer.
It's a great answer.
But I mean, also like, sure, but the writers coincidentally put all of these other teams on the same galaxies or the same planets.
Well, I think
at the same time.
Not to digress too much, but like I think the thing about that and is kind of like the thing about the Justice League movie. No matter what you think about the Justice League movie, and I'm not shy. I'm not the hugest fan. I'm a big DC guy. I'm not a big fan.
It was fun, but not narratively great.
Yeah, and it wasn't as fun. It's also not as fun as I wanted. I just think of DC as being very optimistic, and the DC movies have not been mostly optimistic. Shazam's been great. Mm-hmm. Wonder Woman, I think, captured that. There's been stuff that's been Aquaman kind of captured. Like, it was fun. It wasn't for me, but it was fun. The thing that the Justice League movie got right, that I think is something that a lot of people say, especially if you're not like a huge comic book fan, is like, well, if they have Superman, what do you need the rest of them for? Right? And that's a valid question. If you're not a fan of like comic books, if you're not a fan of this kind of stuff, well, if you've got Superman, what do you need the rest of these people for? He's good.
Yeah,
and
he can do it all.
And I think that's the
thing. It's like
with,
Captain Marvel.
That's the thing with Captain Marvel is like, where was Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel was literally protecting the rest of the universe because the Earth is the most well-protected planet because of the Avengers. I love that answer. It's a great answer character-wise, and it's a great answer story-wise.
Right.
It's a little bit of a cop-out, but it's not a cop-out to the point where I'm like, ugh. It's a cop-out that makes me feel good about the characters that I already like, because it's like, oh, Captain Marvel is the MCU's Superman. And so when Captain Marvel goes, I knew you all were fine. Y'all are good without me. There are planets that needed me. That feels good. It feels good as somebody who likes like Steve Rogers and somebody who likes like Tony Stark to be like, yeah, okay, we were fine. You're right. You're right. And also, let's be real, for most audiences, let's be real. A year ago, I didn't even know who you were. So cool.
For like 90% of audience.
Cool
Yeah.
that you didn't show up and fix everything because I don't know who you are. That's what my mother would have said,
But it
right?
would
My
have
mom likes Marvel movies.
But for once, Anthony, it would have been nice if a woman could have just showed up and fixed everything.
Oh, but they
and been
they
like,
all showed up together and they
"Listen,
posed,
bitches,
remember?
I got
They all
this."
showed up together and they posed, and it was a very subtle
They
moment.
did.
You might have missed it.
No,
because
I
it
got
was
it.
very subtle.
Oh, I got it.
I will say this, my favorite moment, and I think
Okay, this is the last bit about
this is the
and then
last
we're gonna
bit
move
about
on.
this, and then we're going to move on. My favorite bit about this, and it's my favorite moment. A lot of people bag on Brie Larson. I'm not here to defend or like whatever. A lot of people bag on Brie Larson. My favorite character moment, maybe in all of the MCU, is one moment at the end of Infinity War where like Captain Marvel pops up at the end and Peter's hugging. He's hugging the thing. He's trying to keep it safe. And he's like, I'm Peter Parker. And she goes, hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me? And he like hands it over to her so she can like run it in. That was the most perfect character moment between two characters in the Marvel universe I think I ever saw. It was so good. It was such a Peter moment where he's like, I did my best. I nearly died. You just showed up. I look up to you because I'm Peter Parker and I look up to everybody. And I love you and I'm Peter Parker. I want you to know who I am.
Yeah.
And she's like, hi, Peter Parker. Good work, kid. You did good. I got this from here. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It was great.
Anyway, do we have Destiny yet? What the fuck?
Almost, but I have a question from the Hudsonizer. What is Anthony's favorite Disney princess?
Ooh, boy. So there's a technicality here, right? Do we count Leia?
No.
We don't count Leia.
No.
Great.
She's not a Disney princess. She's a Star Wars princess.
Perfect. If we don't count Leia, and we don't...
Because I'm pretty sure Lucasfilm would say she's a Lucasfilm princess. She's not a Disney princess.
You know, I don't represent all of Lucasfilm, but I will say that on my end...
They're protective over their IP? That's fair to say.
I didn't say that. What I said was...
No, you didn't.
What I was
I
about
said
to
that
say,
for the record.
What I was
said
about
that.
to say was I liked that Leia could be...
In there.
For little girls, I like that Leia can be in there.
Yes,
and
me
I like
too.
that Rey can be in there.
100%.
For me, it's probably Jasmine.
Ooh, good choice.
But if we're gonna like slant and be like, what is a princess? Do we consider it a female lead? It's Megara. Oh, I love Meg. Oh, I love Meg.
Okay, go on.
She's just like number one. I love any villain that redeems themselves. Number two, I like
Wait,
anybody that's like.
Let me stop you for a second. For people who aren't familiar with
Yeah.
this character, because it's kind of a little bit of a
Hercules. We all know
a
Hercules,
little bit
right?
of an unknown character. It's not like
Yeah.
you're talking about like Ursula,
No.
right? So can you,
Although when Ursula turns into a lady, you know what I mean? I had a crush on that.
sure you did.
I had a crush on that.
So Megara's in Hercules. If you
Yes.
guys haven't watched Hercules, it is available.
And it's sort of a Smurfette situation where she's initially created to sow discord and become and sort of keep Hercules from becoming the hero he's meant to be. And then she sort of realizes that she wants to help and she has her own autonomy and she can be her own person, which I love because she's also sarcastic and funny and like Meg is very good.
I honestly did not anticipate this answer from you.
But Meg is not, but like we can say that Meg is not technically a princess. And then I go Jasmine because Jasmine is like the princess with the most backbone and the most autonomy. And she's the most fleshed out character.
Also, that's my cat just meowing across the door.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine. There's plenty of food for him to eat. He just wants attention. Does Shuri count? Oh, Rihanna, that's a great question.
Does who count?
Shuri from Wakanda, from Black Panther.
Shuri. Oh.
I mean, she's definitely a Disney princess.
she's a
but
princess.
I guess I was also just thinking mostly just animated versus live action.
Mm-hmm.
I should have qualified that.
No, I should have thought about that. You're right. Shuri is a Disney princess.
Shuri is an amazing Disney princess.
Shuri's up there. Shuri might be my favorite.
It's tough because
Because Shuri's Peter Parker in a lot of ways.
No, Shuri's way better than Peter Parker.
She's like scientifically, she's miles ahead of Peter Parker.
She's also like like miles ahead of Peter Parker for character development in every way.
But she is that type. She's the teen who is like
But
incredibly
she's not,
brilliant.
But she's not unsure of herself.
No, that's true.
She's very confident, whereas Peter is like
You're right.
constantly needing hand-holding. And like, oh God, I feel like I'm fucking everything up. Whereas Shuri's like, nah, bitch, I got this.
No, I'm literally the best.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally the best. I'm better than you, and it's okay.
Because I know that I'm
because
the best.
Because I also don't want to be queen. I want to
Yeah.
be here in my lab.
Yeah.
No, Shuri's very good. Shuri's a very good answer.
Rihanna, of course. Why would I be surprised that you came in with like the best answer ever?
Shuri is a very
And
good
it's tough
answer.
because like when I think of Disney princesses, I think like legacy princesses that I grew up with, and like Aurora is one of my favorite characters because
Aurora's great.
I love Sleeping Beauty as a story, but when you look at her as a character, I don't want to call her damsel because I feel like a lot of what's put on her is beyond her control, and she never really gets an opportunity to like be her own self. We never really get to see Aurora as a character.
Sure.
We see her like for like a hot instance, like in the woods, like singing a song, and then it's like everything's around her.
Yeah.
But that said, I think what I love about like kind of the evolution of where Disney as a brand went with their princesses is that they kind of realized throughout time that these women have voices, almost like we've always had a voice that we never had before. And I'm really glad that Disney as a brand has really embraced this idea of like, you know what, like we really need to focus on diversification, and we need to focus on empowering our princesses to feel like they have a voice. And that's why I really love Ariel as a character.
Ariel's great, but I also like, I think the ultimate embodiments of that are probably like Rapunzel and Tangled.
Yes.
And then Princess and the Frog. Like those two are just like, oh, cool. This is like, no, I'm good. I got this. I'm good. I've got this.
Yeah.
I have things that I want to do beyond
or like
being
Merida,
saved.
right?
Oh, Merida was great. Yeah. Yeah, because Pixar, but like we got to count that too.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like Mulan really like set that bar though. I feel like if you look back in the history of Disney princesses,
For sure.
like I think like Mulan was like the drawing of the line in the sand of being like, you know what, it's time for us to take a turn. I mean, you could maybe make arguments for princesses ahead of Mulan, and I would listen to those arguments, but
I think Jasmine.
do you though?
A little bit, yeah. Jasmine's kind of like, hey, this is bad. This is wrong. Focus. I don't want to do this. Why aren't you listening to me?
Yes.
Like, she has like a point of view, and she has her own goals. I don't think she has the level of autonomy that like a Merida does.
I
or a
don't think
Mulan
that
does.
Jasmine was as defiant as I would have hoped somebody in her power stature would be, knowing that she could get away with it.
They changed that a little. They made her a little bit more that way in the live action one, which like
You have
whatever.
something to show us?
Anthony, would you like to take a Which Disney Princess quiz live on?
I
Yes!
saw that.
Let's do it. Oh, Maria. Welcome to the chat, Maria. We're about to take a Disney princess quiz.
Yeah.
If you guys want to participate,
Is there a?
please
it's right
join us.
It's behind you.
Is there a, oh, okay. My favorite weekend activity is, boy, it's probably curling up with a book.
Where's that?
Top left.
Okay.
The animal who will lead my inevitable royal paradise is.
Read it out loud.
I mean, it's
So
obviously.
we have a raccoon, a fish, a tiger, a dragon, a horse, an owl, an alligator, or a chameleon.
Oh, but it's my dog. It's my son, Dagger. It's my beautiful son. If I had to pick any of the inevitable royal parade to lead it, I mean, I would love to have a dragon lead my parade. That's not a real animal, though.
Boom.
But that's fine.
Okay.
The most important quality I look for in a prince is charm, kindness, dreaminess, humor, honor, personality, smolder. I don't need a prince. Look, I think somebody who states, I don't need a prince, you're making your identity out of, you know what I mean? You're making it like, this is just for me, and this is me dipping my toe into the princess pool right now.
Sure.
I'm not somebody who's had to live thinking about this my entire life. But for me, it's like, look, if I think that I'm eventually going to wind up with some sort of prince, and I would like to wind up with some sort of prince, right? Like,
Don't we all?
I'd like to be, you know, in my old age, I'd like to say I don't need a prince, but I also picture myself having somebody in my old
Sure.
age. I'm gonna say humor.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Which of these outfit elements are you the most likely to wear? I mean, it's gonna be sweats. I wear sweats like every day. I'm wearing a sweatshirt
Sweats,
right now.
dress, a heel. Okay, never mind. We moved on.
Favorite place to burst into song is
A forest, a field of flowers, the beach, on the go, in my room while doing chores under a willow tree. I don't sing.
I mean, I definitely sing while doing chores. I definitely do.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have my earbuds in and I sing while I'm cleaning and while I'm doing laundry. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
musical theater?
I mean, just whatever's on. Yeah, I'm not like the hugest musical theater guy. My favorite hairstyle is a stylish bob, a high ponytail, long, really long, bangs, sleek and straight, half up, half down, top knot, practical.
What does even practical mean?
I mean, a stylish bob is practical. That's what's stupid about practical.
Right? This quiz sucks.
This quiz, hey.
But we're going to keep doing it.
Hey, oh my Disney, I probably know some of the people that wrote this quiz, and I'm fine with it.
From 2014.
Oh, I don't know any of these people. This quiz is probably not great. If I'm picturing myself as a princess, I would do long. I would do really long. Your hair's getting really long.
I know.
Your hair's been getting really long over the last few months.
Turns out
This is
that's what happens.
This is probably longer than I've ever seen your hair. Is that correct?
Yes.
How long are you looking to grow it?
Well, considering that it's not all my hair, who could say?
Oh, you got those extensions?
Obviously.
You got those good extensions?
Obviously.
I was going to say, your hair wasn't nearly this long like a month ago in Vegas,
It
was
wasn't, no.
It looks great. It looks like
Thank
yours.
you.
What is it? Horse child? What is it?
Oh, it's human. It's regular hair.
What is it? A sad child's hair?
Yes. It's like synthetic hair. No, it's real hair.
Someday I want to be a baker, a business owner, a fashion designer, a zoologist, a singer, a writer, an athlete, a CEO. If I was going to pick any of these, I would go a writer.
Really? You would pick to be a writer?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What do you have against writers? Let's talk about that. Let's unpack that. I think this quiz is telling me more about you than me.
All I know from people who are writers, with the exception of maybe one or two people, is that most writers I know are like dirt poor.
Wow.
And it's not even about the money. It's about the fact that they're so sad they don't have any money. They can't even focus on the thing that they love, which is writing.
I don't know. I know some successful writers.
I do too, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like most writers that I know
But listen, let's pull
can
this.
only focus on the fact that they're not writing.
Pull yourself out of that.
Okay.
And think about most people that try to work on camera, or most
Yes.
people that try to become journalists, or most
Fair.
people that try. A lot of those people are struggling too.
Yeah.
I think that's
Like me.
I think that's yes. I think most people would describe you as a struggling newcomer to this industry.
How dare you? How dare you?
But yeah, I think if I could be any of those things and be successful, it would be a writer.
So the caveat is all of the salaries are the same for these
Yeah.
jobs. You
I would
get
be
to
a
pick
writer.
the thing.
I would be a writer. And all the salaries could be different. Do you know how much it would take for me to be a CEO? Oh my God, that sounds like
The
a nightmare.
pressure.
That sounds like a nightmare.
So much responsibility.
Anything businessy? Ugh.
The worst running small business,
I
right?
can't believe that stressed me out so much that I touched my face, and we're not doing that.
I've touched my face this whole
We're not
stream.
doing that.
You
All
guys
I do
could
is
have made a
touch my-
drinking game out of how many times Andrea touched her face.
All I
That's
do is
what the
touch my
drinking game
face.
should have been.
all day, every day. If you're a Disney princess writer,
Oh,
you're gonna
Wolves
be
Among
happy.
Us is a zoologist?
I love.
Shout out to us zoologists.
That's amazing. Do you know the source fed / Valley folk guys?
We went to the movies with Steve.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Of course.
Elliot
we
Morgan.
all went to the movies together.
Yeah. But I'm like, how well do you know? Not just Steve. Do you know like the rest of them? Because Elliot,
Not very many of them, no.
Elliot studied zoology and was going to be a veterinarian.
What happened?
He got into internet comedy instead, and he's doing very well at it. And he knows a lot about animals, and
Oh,
it's
there you go.
dope. He's a dope person to talk to about animals. In one word, I'm going to let you answer this one for me, Andy.
Okay.
In one word, my style is fun, classic, timeless, retro, bohemian, vintage, functional, colorful. And the reason I'm letting you answer this is because you've seen me on camera and off camera.
I have.
And you know more.
I would go well, I don't know if any of these words technically match. I would say it's kind of a mashup between classic and bohemian.
Which one would you go more?
Classic.
Classic? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I live in a castle cottage, small town, big city.
Yes.
It's 4 p.m. That means it's time to hit the gym, take a stroll, have tea, work on my chess game,
Work on my chest.
see what my friends are up to, have a snack, take a nap, do my chores. I mean, 4 p.m. for me is snack time, 100%.
Yes. Where's the string cheese?
My favorite color is blue. Belle. That makes sense. I see myself as kind of a belle.
You may not always fit in, but your compassionate heart and dreams of adventure will take you far. And yes, that teacup is talking to you.
I'm bookish. I'm attractive. I like them big.
Well, that's a personal preference that you've just told everybody about. Well, this was fun, and we still have 42%. How is this possible?
Unknown producer, do you have any reason why this might be happening on the PS4?
I kind of feel like at this point we might just have to call it.
We might just have to call it. It's 7:30.
It
you know
really.
that?
I did. I just looked at the time. Where has the time gone?
My stars. Oh, my stars and garters. Where has the time gone?
Danny Tamayo says Anthony is my type because apparently I date bells. LOL.
Yeah, love it. That's not just the salvia talking.
It's true. It's true. Well, this has been a really fun time, Anthony.
It has been.
Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out and doing a surprise stream with me.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry that we didn't get to talk about Destiny, but I guarantee the next time you come to the stream, Destiny will be updated and ready to go.
It might be tomorrow. It might be tomorrow, depending on how drunk I am, how I'm getting home,
Or maybe just later tonight.
and
Who
whether
knows?
they can trick me into coming back out here tomorrow.
I mean, do I have to trick you?
To do 2 times in a row out here? Yeah, you got to trick me.
What if I lure you with like bacon or something? Are you a pork eater? No.
I'm not a big pork guy.
Mm.
Andrea today baked she baked banana bread
Banana bread.
with
yeah.
nut milk.
Yes.
Banana bread is actually one of my weaknesses.
Ooh, did you like it?
I loved it. I
It's my
told you I
grandma's
liked
recipe. Yeah.
it. It was very good.
So the thing about my grandma's recipes
Lay it on me.
is that she grew up in an era where she was a stay-at-home mom, and my grandfather started out in the Air Force and then went into the United States Postal Service, so became a postal carrier, and she had 5 kids on a single salary. And they had to make ends meet. And so what they did was all of her recipes are crowd pleasers. They're very simple ingredients, very, very easily accessible, cheap ingredients,
Yeah.
but they're not anything flashy, but they're good, delicious food that just is good because it's simple.
It's interesting. I was watching Dave Chang's show Ugly Delicious. I don't know if you've ever watched it on Netflix. It's great. But he was talking about how over the last 20 years, restaurants have sort of morphed from people wanting a fancy experience to people wanting a home-cooked experience because people don't fucking cook every night anymore.
It's true.
And the things that we yearn for are not like fancy, flashy dishes, but we yearn for like the things you're talking about where it's like, this is a crowd pleaser. Like, this is a good banana bread. Everybody likes a good banana bread.
And it doesn't have nuts in it.
Which, like, this is a difference in personal opinion. I like walnuts in my banana bread.
Right, but a crowd pleaser doesn't have
Doesn't
nuts.
have it.
Because everybody likes a banana bread. Not everybody likes a banana bread with nuts in it.
That's true. And I like your banana bread.
Thank
Because
you.
banana bread is very good. And, like, would I like it more with nuts? Sure. But
if you're making
But if
banana
you're
bread
making it
for
for
a
everyone-
group, and there's going to be some people who are like, me, don't want nuts. Leave the nuts out. Still just as good.
J. Fergie Ferg wants to know if you use almond milk.
I did use almond milk in this recipe. So to be clear, my grandmother's recipe used traditional shortening, Crisco. To be clear, that's what she did. Just Crisco out of the can.
Just some
she-
lard and grease. Just throw
literally
it in
just
there.
lard, yes. And so she used that, or she used, and then for the milk, she used either whole milk or 2%. And so this time, I don't really carry cow's milk very often in my fridge, even though I have nothing against it. Still love cow's milk.
Sure.
I had almond milk, and then I used solid coconut oil. So the key is if you're going to substitute shortening 1-to-1, you have to use another solid. So you can't use like liquid butter
it's
or
the
liquid.
texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also about like mass and ratio, because baking, you have to be much more precise with your substitutions than you do with cooking. It's easy to kind of like hot swap things when you're cooking because you can jazz it a little bit.
Yeah.
Baking is more of chemistry. You can't mess with
Because
it.
it has to have the consistency and the mass and the flavor and the texture and all
Especially
that
when
stuff.
you're using like rising ingredients like baking powder, baking soda, like they all interact with the ingredients in a specific way.
I love that the Great British Baking Show has made us all experts on baking. I'm an expert on baking now.
Oh,
as
you
I
are.
talk to
I
you.
don't claim to be
mean,
an expert on
do you hear me
baking.
talking
I'm very
about
much a
this?
novice.
Don't I sound like I know what I'm talking about?
Not
I've
particularly.
literally never baked anything. I can't think of the last time I baked anything. I think the last time I baked anything was maybe muffins for a 6th grade project. I think we had to make something. I think we had to cook something or bake something, and I made little mini muffins for a project. I think that might literally be the last time I baked.
So you're an expert.
I've cooked a lot, but no, I have. But watching 6 seasons of the Great British Baking Show, yeah, I'm an expert. Just like I'm an expert on restoring houses and flipping them. I'm an expert on various forms of cooking. I'm an expert on hunting ghosts. Whatever I've watched a lot of shows about, I feel like I know a lot about.
Sure. Thanks, Anthony, for joining us today on the stream.
Thank you for having me.
You guys have been great. Thank you to everybody who came by, both on Twitch and on YouTube. We appreciate you guys supporting everything we do here at What's Good. If you haven't checked out Friday's episode, it's our first official episode with Rihanna Manuel as part of our team. We're super excited that she's on board. Shout out to Ree, who's in the chat with you guys. And we will be back, like I mentioned, and Brittany and I tease on the show. If you haven't turned notifications on for our live streaming, now is the time. We're going to be doing more of these. It's going to be great, and you'll see more soon. And on that note, we will say goodbye. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye. Don't touch anyone. Don't touch.